Hello out there, YouTube. What's going on, everyone? It is D Dunn here. I am the average gaming dad, and if you are confused by either the title of this video or what's in the background, let me just briefly start there. So if you're confused by the title, it is probably because you are already subscribed to me, in which case you know me, like I introduced myself as the average gaming dad, dude almost in his 40s who still plays Call of Duty and is pretty good at it. And typically I just get on here, I post, Call of Duty gameplays, and I talk about Call of Duty, right? And so you're probably confused at the title, because I do not talk about politics on my channel, although I am, very, I wouldn't say like necessarily active, but I pay a lot of attention to politics. It's something I'm very passionate about. And something that, like I said, I spend a lot of my free time engaged with the information around politics. If you are confused about what's in the background being Call of Duty gameplay, it's probably because you don't know who I am, and that's fine. But just know that I am not a political channel, and as of now, this is the only plan I have to make a politically motivated video, is for this one topic. So if you happen upon this video and you're not someone who's interested in gaming, it's probably not worth it to subscribe because I'm not a political commentary. And if you already are a subscriber, and you're just confused as to why I'm talking about this, it's because I have a platform, and I guess I'll start there, right? So let me just first get out of the way. I do not support ICE. I do not support this administration. I would, if I had the ability, I would formally call for the abolishment of ICE or some sort of restructuring and reframing. I don't really know what necessarily the word might be, but ICE in its current capacity is murdering U.S. citizens unjustly and then lying to the public and calling them domestic terrorists and facing no accountability for their actions. And this is abhorrent. It's absolutely vile, disgusting behavior by both the Department of Homeland Security, and the administration to which it is operating under. And like I said, I have a platform on here, right? I have posted YouTube videos for many years, off and on, and I've grown, somewhat of a following. It is not large in perspective to many other channels, but it is a following nonetheless. And I view myself as a person of principle, as someone who cares deeply about the country and other people in general, regardless of who they are or their political affiliations. I think of myself as someone who has stood up for people in the past, wants to continue to stand up for people in the past, and just generally wants to be, like I said, a man of principle, and someone, my kids would be proud of. And in saying that, I feel like I have to make this video because I feel like it is not okay to be silent in times like these. When we see government overreach in the capacity to which we are seeing it, and to the extreme at which we are seeing it, I feel like it's our duty as citizens and as, just people, that we have to speak out in some capacity. I would like to think, because you never really know, right? Until you're put in a position. I would like to think that even if I was a channel with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, that I would still be making the same video, even though I know I stand to lose subscribers, and even though I don't make any money off this, so it's not like I'm losing monetarily. Any potential, growth that I might have in the future might be stunted by making this video, right? So there are repercussions. But I don't think it would be just or right of me to have some sort of platform, however large or small, and not speak out against the things that I vehemently disagree with. And I don't want to get into necessarily any specifics because, again, this is not a political channel. But there are people that are not alive today that cannot speak for themselves. I'm speaking, of course, about Renee Good. I'm speaking, of course, about Alex Preddy and others who have died in ICE custody, either because of direct actions or because of negligence, or, unfortunately, just straight up murder. And no matter if you're a U.S. citizen or not, murder is wrong. And when it is done at the hands of your own government, it makes it, I think, even worse. So like I said, I don't really want to get into specifics about policy, about, an overall worldview of my political beliefs. I just feel like it's really important that I make some sort of statement, and just put it out there that I condemn the behavior of this administration and of this agency, this rogue agency that is murdering U.S. civilians and murdering non-U.S. civilians, both domestically and abroad. It's really disheartening to see. It makes me angry. It makes me really sad. I haven't posted a video in over a week, and normally that's because I'm just doing dad things, right? I'm spending time with my kids, spending time with my wife. I'm weed eating or doing chores or whatever, and don't have time to make a video. But this time, I didn't make a video for last week because I was so distraught. I was so upset about the events that I saw over the weekend, watching a man just get murdered in the street for using his First Amendment rights, having his Second Amendment rights taken away in the process. I didn't really know what to do with myself or my thoughts, and it just took me a while to collect myself. And ultimately, after some thought, and also discussing it with my wonderful wife, ultimately I decided I felt like I needed to make some form of statement. I needed to make a video, and I needed to figure out what I was going to say, how deep I wanted to go. I don't know if I'm going to engage in any comments. I don't know what kind of comments I'm going to get, if any. I don't know what kind of viewership I'm going to get out of this. Not that that's the goal or anything. It's just, I don't know. And so, but I just knew I had to say something, because I don't think I could sit with myself if I didn't at least say something. And so I've said something. I've stated where I stand. I denounce all the actions. And at this point, even though I recognize the intended function of ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, their intended role still needs to be upheld. I believe that, right? We need to have immigration enforcement. But whatever monstrosity this organization is doing now is not its intended purpose. And so for that reason, I think ICE as we know it should be abolished. I think it should be reframed and reorganized, and something more just and equitable needs to take its place. So that is why the title of this video is Abolish Ice. That is why I decided to make this video. And I hope, if you're watching this, hope you understand. And I don't ask that you agree with me, but if you don't agree with me, and for any reason, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But just know, if you want to come at me in the comments or whatever, I will I will stand my ground. And that's okay, right? Because we're exercising our First Amendment rights, and some people aren't here today that can express theirs. And I feel like it's important to stand up for those people and others. So, I don't know. I didn't script this, as always. I like to speak from the heart. And so we're about 10 minutes in. I think I'm just going to leave with that, you know? You guys now know my stance. Now there is, you know, I have some sort of record of where I stand, and I now know in my heart that, you know, I at least spoke out and said something, and you never know who that might inspire. And so hopefully it's just a little bit of good in the world today that wasn't here yesterday. So that's all I got. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. And I will see you guys in the next video, where hopefully we'll be talking about Call of Duty again.
There goes their armor. Loading new mag. Tagging waypoint. Bounty targets identified. Weapons free. I'll take the wheel. There goes their armor. Incoming fire. Swapping mags. I'll take the wheel. Gas is closing in. Relocating safe zone. Reinforcing armor. Changing mags. Sending Semtex. You're being tracked. Reinforcing armor. Primary objective complete. All targets eliminated. Loading new mag. Authorizing UAV mission. You've got gas moving Swapping mags. There goes the road. Loading new mag. The enemy squad hunting you is down. You're clear for now.
Priority tasking request received. We're a dot.
I'll take the wheel. I'll take the wheel. Positive ID on the bounty target. Hunt them down. I'll take the wheel. I'll take the wheel. I'll take the wheel. I'll take the wheel. There goes the armor. I'll take the wheel. I'll take the wheel. Kills.
UAV standing by. UAV available for tasking. UAV standing by. UAV available for tasking.
Gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Marking target location. I'll take the lead.
UAV standing by. UAV available for tasking. UAV standing by.
Reinforcing armor. Gas is closing in. Bounty target's gone dark. We lost the contract. TACOM, get me a UAV.
Mission timeline expired. UAV exiting the AO.
Got a contract here. Gas is moving in. New safe zone located. No more fighting in the gulag. You've got a loadout drop inbound.
UAV available. UAV standing by. UAV available for tasking.
Precision airstrike available.
UAV standing by.
I'll take the wheel.
Target acquired. Strike inbound. Impact. No hit.
Changing mags. I'll take the wheel. Moving ground, moving. There goes the road. Loading new mag. Tagging waypoint. I'll take the wheel. Vehicle destroyed. Gas is closing in. Get to the new safe zone. Enemy precision airstrike. Find cover.
UAV is bingo fuel. Returning to base.
Top 3. Don't let up now. You were one of 5.